Today, Ryan is going to be talking racing, which would be the point of Ryan Talks Racing, wouldn't you think? Because it is finally the end of the 2023 Formula One season, I am going to be doing the much awaited, by no one, rating of the 2023 grid in my opinion. Now remember, this is my opinion, so here we go. I think we have to start out at the top with just Max in general. I think he obviously had the greatest Formula One season ever. That can not be disputed. He was fantastic. And people around me know I'm not super big on Max. He's not my favorite. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Lewis, so that of course skews my view of him. But one thing I can't deny is pure dominance. And the RB19 is the greatest feat in motorsports engineering ever. And Adrian Newey hit a grand slam every time he was at bat. Next up, I think we're just going to keep Max in his own category. Next up, we're going to do maybe just race winners. Because the two men that won races that are not Max, I don't have a necessarily wonderful opinion of. I'm not going to lie to you. But they did win a race. Carlos, he had to basically be his own strategist. And of course, he was screwed over in Vegas and didn't start the race. Checo should have done better. He's in the fastest car ever made in Formula One. We should really think about that. Lewis Hamilton had that dog in him. In an astoundingly slow, for Mercedes, car, Lewis drug that crap into P3. Had he not had the disqualification in Austin, I do think that he could have challenged Checo more for P2. But for what he had, Lewis drugged Mercedes to P2 in the WCC. He could have drugged that car to second in the WDC. He's just that driver. He is him. He will forever be him. And in a shocking move, probably not to some people, Albano's going to go in that category for me. And you may ask why. Because as much as I'm an insane fan of Logan Sargent, Alex Albon absolutely put that Williams in places it should never have been. That is why Albano did as wonderful for Williams and placed P7 in the constructors at Williams. What he did in that car should be impossible. And people need to appreciate it more and not focus on the fact that they probably could have had a better season. But they've had their best in a while, and that should be rewarded, and it should be talked about, and Alex Albon should be praised. Next, in that category as well, I think I want to add Fernando. Now, Fernando has long been an insanely talented driver, and I think we will see another Fernando win before the man retires. Of course, for that, you would have hoped that Aston wouldn't have gone backwards like they did, but there is still a fact that he was getting podiums, he was collecting podiums, and he's a genius behind the wheel, and that needs to be appreciated. Next, I'm going to start a new category. Could be better, but still good. Charles. This is going to ruffle some feathers. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's going to go places. I think Charles Leclerc will win a Formula One title. I don't think it'll be with Ferrari. He will have to give up his loyalty to Ferrari unless they make some drastic changes in the off-season. George. He should have done better. Singapore is a big moment for me, chasing for what could have been Mercedes' win and not Ferrari's. He made a mistake. It's kind of defining for the season. And I actually want to put both McLaren drivers. I think I want to put McLaren drivers in the dog category. I think their season turnaround is marvelous. And I know it was partly because the car got better, but the car got better and the drivers needed to be better, and they were. I think Oscar Piastri had the greatest rookie season since Lewis Hamilton. Do I think it was better than Lewis's? Obviously not. But I'm so glad he got his shot in F1 because he will be amazing. I think we're going to start a new category. Stunning surprises. Liam Lawson. I don't think I need to say more here. He had a wonderful, wonderful season for the few races that he drove. And I think he belongs in the series full time. I'm making this because I know what I want here next. Nico Hülkenberg has wonderful qualifying pace. Still a mid driver. That Haas is not great, but still a mid driver. Kevin Magnussen. He's just kind of there for me. Love the videos of him and his daughter, but he's just there. Pierre Gasly barely outscored his teammate, who had some of the worst DNFs in a string of a season ever. Now, I still will put Esteban in mid. I respect him. Could be better. Yuki, I'm going to put in stunning surprises. I think that when given the chance, when the AlphaTauri was not horrible, he put together some of the best races. Obviously, if you watch Abu Dhabi, he did just that. He could be so much further up. Also in the mid category, I want to throw the Alpha drivers. They are not horrible, but God, they could be better. Daniel, I kind of fight with where to put him. Not because I know it'll ruffle feathers, but because I truly don't know what I think about his season. I think he was good in the few races he had. Do I know if he deserves the Red Bull seat? No, but you can never gauge if someone deserves a Red Bull seat until they're in the Red Bull seat. Because you can never gauge if a driver's going to be wrangling that bull or hanging on and beating the record, if you know what I'm saying. This last category will feature someone that I wish it didn't, because I'm such a big fan of him as a driver and a person, but meh. These three go in meh. Lance, I wish he was able to give us more. I think he had so much potential early in his career, but this season has not been a good one for him. Yeah. Logan. This is why it hurts me to put him here. The P11s that he had on the season make me sad. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish that he had more to show for his season than a single point that followed because of a disqualification for two drivers. But he's a rookie in a Williams, and meh is going to cover that. He's not adjusted to the car. I think Williams should have left him in Formula 2 to develop. And I really wish people weren't so harsh on him. But sometimes I get it. F1's a brutal sport. Mr. Nick. I don't think I need to explain. I do think Red Bull was critical. But there are the words that I've heard that he shouldn't have been in the seat. And he shouldn't have been there at AlphaTauri, and that he wasn't the right fit, and I think they should have stuck with that. So this is my ranking. I hope you don't flame me for it. I hope you don't disagree too much. Simply my opinion, as I said at the beginning. That is the disclaimer for this video. Let me know how you would rank the drivers, what you would do differently, make a case for a driver to be in a different one of my categories. I'm so willing to hear you out. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And like I said, comment your thoughts. Have a good one.